Hello and welcome back to another episode of the We're Going 5 podcast powered by TSH Tennis. Surprise, surprise, King Sinner is back as he takes down Carlos Alcaraz in 2 sets to win Monte Carlo, to become world number 1 again, to do things we haven't seen since the greatest of greats have accomplished them. And also, Carlos Alcaraz, what's going on with him? Should we be concerned? Sasha Zverev, is he getting closer or further away from SIncaraz? João Fonseca showing us some good things. Valentin, Vacherot, the dream run was special. All that and so much more. But before we start, I'm Yousef.
Hi, I'm Ismaeel.
Hey guys, I'm Haroon.
Haroon, yet again, you are proven right. Jannik Sinner takes down Carlos Alcaraz, takes down Sasha Zverev, takes down every single person in his path to become, what is this now? A history maker in the way he is his 4th consecutive Masters title. He's the only person outside of Rafael Nadal to do that. He's the 2nd player after Novak Djokovic to win the Sunshine Double in Monte Carlo. The list goes on and on, but Haroon, your thoughts on your boy, your king, Jannik Sinner, back on top of the world.
Unbelievable, Yousef. I thought that this guy is unbelievable. What in the world is happening? First of all, his streak is broken, but that streak of winning 37 consecutive sets, if Mahach did not come up with that level, and if Jannik Sinner did not dip a bit, we would have had a crazy record so far. But for him to take down everybody, to win 3 Masters in a row, nobody did that since Novak Djokovic. 4, my apologies, since Paris, but 3 Masters in a row in 2026. So this is Indian Wells, Miami, and now Monte Carlo. And the only person to ever win Miami and Monte Carlo was who? Novak Djokovic. So he's in elite territory. He's stealing all of Novak Djokovic's superpowers and trying to just taking all of his infinity stones. The guy is crazy. Today, the match against Carlos Alcaraz. First of all, these matchups are always super fun. It can't be more entertaining right now. It's the most entertaining thing in all of sports, in my opinion. Like, they're winning. It's so even. Before going into that matchup, they have won exactly the same number of points. And it was so even, by the way, throughout the match. It was also becoming, that same narrative was still continuing. But Jannik Sinner is showing that he is, has the variation to battle against Alcaraz. He has it's not just the one-dimensional thing. It's not just the machine versus the magician. He's added the drop shot. He's added a lot of creativity. It's the variability and also the creativity that's what people thought maybe was missing. We saw him do the fake drop shots and then fake drop shots and then it's a normal stroke or a slice and then he finishes it. That's the thing that I think we've been wanting to see. And also, he's been doing this in Monte Carlo without a first serve. His first serve was struggling so much. I don't know how he's battling against Carlos Alcaraz when he can't even buy a first serve. But when his first serve goes in, he's still winning most of the points. So he's still dominant when he gets his first serve in play. And his mental toughness is unreal as well. I think Carlos Alcaraz maybe was he wasn't feeling so comfortable, but that's credit to Jannik Sinner.
Yeah. Well, Ismaeel, you had Alcaraz winning this one, but Jannik took over. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, there are no words to describe what Jannik Sinner is doing right now. It's truly incredible, especially when you consider that I thought coming into this match, Carlitos was a pretty good favorite, given the fact that he prefers these conditions of the Monte Carlo clay with the slightly slower courts, with the wind, with the high bounds that Carlitos likes to play through. And Sinner can't hit through the court, the way he likes to hit through on indoor hard. But this is a testament to how much Jannik Sinner has been improving, even though that's wild to say because he's a world number 1. And he was going to every single final of every tournament he played basically last year. but he's become so much more creative on the court in terms of the drop shot, how efficient he mixes it in, how efficient he puts in the slice, how efficient he is when he chooses to come to the net. He's become so fun to watch. It's really incredible. And, I think the thing that flustered Carlitos the most today was how awesome Jannik Sinner has become on return. He's just a beast on return. I think that's probably why Carlitos went back to work on his serve after winning his semifinal match yesterday, because he knew he was going to face an incredible amount of pressure on his own serve. I thought that maybe that's why he double faulted on set point in that first set tiebreak. He knew that if the second serve isn't good enough, he's going to be under tremendous pressure, might be a winner. So I think that's one amazing point that Sinner also is improving, that he's improving on that front. And then, I don't know what you guys thought, but when we were 3-1 up, Carlitos up 3-1 in that second set, I thought, here we go, we're going to another final set. This is what we're used to from these big dogs.
I love how you just assumed it's going to go to a final set.
I mean, they play final sets so often. I was like, okay, of course, let's go for another one. And a final set to determine who ends up as world number one. But Jannik Sinner to go from 3-1 down to 6-3, completely turned the corner on there. It's just incredible. Like, his mental fortitude, like you said, Haroon, that really is his ultimate superpower. He doesn't dip. He's fighting through every point. He's unfazed. And now, with the new tools in his box, and Haroon said he's been struggling on serve, but the thing is, even if he was struggling on first serve today, he was still incredibly efficient, and it's very hard to touch him on serve now. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome. And for Carlitos, I don't know where we go from here, because Jannik is now just, he's eating all the cake and he's leaving nothing for anyone. And even against Zverev, I thought he was incredible against Zverev. He like the way he dominated Zverev, where Zverev prefers the clay. I thought that was like, he was been impressive all tournament long. There are no words to describe the dominance right now, guys. He's really, truly dominant.
Yeah, first thing, I don't know what you guys were seeing, but I think this was maybe the worst SIncaraz match I've seen.
Why?
In terms of level. The amount of mistakes that were made this match, I think both of these guys were struggling heavily with the wind, and the amount of unforced errors, which you expect to see a winner and you see an error, was
true. There were lots of errors.
Kind of mind-blowing to me. So I think the level wasn't up to par, and from both of the guys. But even though Sinner after the match said it was very high level, I think he meant very high level in terms of the fact that how they had to deal with the conditions that they had. And I heard so much talk before of like, Alcaraz is the one who adjusts to conditions, and tomorrow was going to be windy, which means advantage Alcaraz. From you can see different people in tennis, talking heads saying that, and but Sinner, why though? I think Sinner is the one who's shown us the most that he's been adjusting, at least recently, and especially what we've seen from him in the past few months. And that's exactly
he's definitely the more mentally composed. So it's fair to say that Sinner.
That's a big thing, because when weather conditions are tough, who can mentally deal with it? Like you're saying, and I think Sinner dealt with it perfectly. And there were a few dips from both sides, but at the end, it was Jannik Sinner who was able to dip much less than Carlos Alcaraz, and he flustered him completely. He made Alcaraz feel like he has to go for broke in some points. You have to hit the perfect serve. You have to hit the perfect shot, because if I don't, then how about this? I'm going to go into lockdown defense mode. And if you give me a chance on offense, I'm going to go with my crushing forehands. I'm going to attack that backhand until I get that opening, and then boom, boom, boom. And then when I come to the net, I'm also clinical. So many things from Jannik Sinner were shown to us this tournament that he has worked on over the past few years now. And the most impressive thing to me is to go from the sunshine double of 2 weeks in California and then 2 weeks in Miami, and then how many guys did we see skip the sunshine double, skip Monte Carlo, and they haven't even gone as far as Sinner has gone. And then he goes to Monte Carlo, and then he takes down Sasha Zverev in the semis, and then takes down Carlos Alcaraz in the final, who had taken a break He took a break and then he went to the clay and went to prepare. If you got all that as Carlos Alcaraz and then Jannik Sinner comes off of no rest whatsoever and does that to you, that's concerning. And actually, Carlos Alcaraz even said afterwards, I'm impressed. I'm absolutely impressed with what you've been doing. The fact that you won all these 3 Masters events and you're standing here and you're standing tall, it's a testament to Jannik Sinner's greatness. And we are watching. We are watching. And make everyone aware, we are watching one of the greatest runs, the greatest few months we have ever seen. No one has done what Jannik Sinner has done outside of Novak Djokovic. And if you want to go back to Paris, no one has done that outside of Rafael Nadal. That's how great Jannik Sinner is. I am absolutely mind blown. I am in awe. I love what I'm seeing from him. He deserves so much praise. And I hope by what I just said, I'm giving him just some of the praise that he actually deserves.
Those are great points. Those are great points because he's, like Haroon said, he's a stone cold killer. Like he does not let up. I mean, this, even though he doesn't show that much emotion on court, it tells you how hungry and how motivated he is to win. And he wanted world number 1 so bad.
You could have rested Monte Carlo.
You wanted world number 1.
We won 2 Masters. We're good. We spent 4 weeks going all around the US.
And you need to get used to the clay. Like, take a week off to practice on the clay. Like, it shows you how determined he is and how hungry he was for world number 1. Like, he really wanted it. And you know what? He's absolutely deserving of it.
1,000%. 1,000% the deserving world number 1. And Haroon and I both said Jannik Sinner is going to be world number 1 by the end of the year. Let's see what's going to happen there. But Haroon, he's on par.
But what's even crazier is this is his 2nd clay court title and first clay court title, first big clay court title in his career. So that's already something like, what? He didn't win a big clay court title before? Like, how is he so dominant?
The last time he won a clay court title, who he played?
Carlos Alcaraz.
Carlos Alcaraz and Umag when they were young.
Umag. yeah. Which was awesome as well, by the way.
This is crazy because if we actually talk about Carlos Alcaraz versus Jannik Sinner on clay, if he went on to win that match in straight sets in Roland Garros, we were going to have a completely different conversation about this rivalry, about on clay, who's the king and all that. So, but we're going to see so many. That's why I love the clay swing. This is the best time of year. This is my favorite time of year. So many big tournaments in a row. Fun stuff to come.
Those are good points because I also think that Carlitos is generally the favorite on clay, and don't forget that Jannik Sinner had his best results early on in his career at Roland Garros, like on the clay. He also grew up playing on the clay. It's not like Jannik is foreign to the clay. So it never made sense to me for him to be that much of a Carlitos to be a big favorite on clay. And well, I think now I don't know if we can put it to bed, but it's really hard to make a case that there's a favorite on clay anymore, especially after this rock solid performance.
I didn't believe there was a favorite. Last year I picked Jannik Sinner. Haroon also picked Jannik Sinner to win.
I was this close to being right.
We're so close. But for the first time, we have Carlos Alcaraz at his peak. We have Jannik Sinner at his peak playing the clay season, by the way. We haven't had this before. So special stuff ahead. But guys, let us know what you thought of Jannik Sinner's win. Monte Carlo taking that, becoming world number 1 again. Everything that he has done this week, and I guess the past few weeks, we love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means so much to us.
I have some thoughts on. I have still some thoughts on the match. Can I say them, or do you want to move on?
Sure.
Something uncharacteristic also about this match that I wanted to say is that Alcaraz was under pressure the whole time, and I felt like Alcaraz was getting frustrated, and you would see that frustration being expressed whenever he finally holds. That he was getting so getting so excited that he's finally out of this hole, and Jannik Sinner wasn't under that same pressure at all, which is a bit unusual to say. And also the something else I want to say about the rivalry is that usually the whole thing about the magician and the machine, but Jannik Sinner was kind of like the the slow and steady type of method. Like he was just, okay, let's slowly improve. Like he wasn't shooting to the top early on. Like Alcaraz obviously was showing flashes of being baby goat of the best of all time. But Jannik Sinner wasn't showing that, but he's been consistently showing that he's improving. And it looks like the slow and steady method is going to start to overtake the Carlos Alcaraz method, because
let's slow it down.
The head-to-head is slowly starting to like.
No, the head-to-head. There's nothing to say about the head-to-head. There's nothing to say about the head-to-head.
Winning 5 matches in a row against when you're all of a sudden with his Houdini tricks, coming up and winning these matches when you're down and dusted, and when
he hasn't
Jannik
won
Sinner
5 in a row.
No, the head-to-head against Jannik Sinner, he was winning. Yes, he won 5 in a row.
No, they're not 5 in a row.
He had won 5 in a row.
I don't know what period you're talking about. The last thing he won was the ATP Finals.
2024, from Indian Wells all the way until the Roland Garros, he'd won 5 matches in a row against Sinner.
Yeah, what's he talking about?
Are you saying Carlitos? I thought you were saying Sinner. Sinner just won 2 in a row.
Yes, Carlitos won 5 in a row against Jannik Sinner.
Okay.
So that was the Houdini tricks that Carlos Alcaraz was doing against Jannik Sinner. And then now, I think that Jannik Sinner has been like trying to always improve. And then now the head-to-head is going to start to become more balanced, because it doesn't make sense. But anyways, we'll see.
Know. But let me say this, that going into this final, I thought Carlitos was nervous. And he tried some mind games when he was saying that Jannik Sinner will end as world number 1. I thought that was, to some extent, some mind games, and maybe wanted to take some pressure off himself. I did feel like these are the kind of statements someone says when they're a bit nervous. And I think we saw more nerves from Carlitos than usual in such a match. And Jannik Sinner handled the match overall much better, indeed.
Well, it's definitely exciting, and we want to see what's going to happen next. But moving on here's a question for you, Yousef. Will Carlitos Alcaraz 2026 season on clay be better or worse than 2025's clay season?
Worse.
Really?
Worse, for one reason and one reason only. Jannik Sinner's playing.
Okay.
2025, Jannik Sinner was not playing the clay swing. He played Rome, and that was after a 3-month suspension. And then he played the Roland Garros, and we saw after just a few weeks of him back in tournament condition what he was doing in Roland Garros. So this is going to be very tough for Carlitos. He was the king on the hill last year, and he had no trouble whatsoever because nobody on tour is capable of challenging him for big tournaments. And the only person is Jannik Sinner. And then when Novak Djokovic decides to play, and also Novak has taken a step back. So it's only Jannik Sinner right now. And Jannik's back. Jannik's going to be playing, and so it's obviously going to be worse. Just after Monte Carlo, as it stands, it's worse. Let's see if what he does in Barcelona. Let's see if he's going to play. He didn't play Madrid last year, but also there's Jannik Sinner there. And the conditions maybe favor Sinner there because of the big servers. But yeah, I would say that it's going to be a bit worse because of that. Not that Carlitos is going to play worse or Carlitos is not going to rise up to the occasion, but because his biggest foe, the heavyweight champion, the world number 1, is going to be right there by his side trying to take everything off of his plate. So that's why I would say so.
That's fair. Ismaeel, what do you think? Is it going to be better or worse for Carlitos in 2026?
It can't be better already because he just lost Monte Carlo. So it definitely can't be better.
He can win Madrid, Ismaeel, and Barcelona. Those would add to it, and obviously Roman.
There's a bright side here. Where, this motivates Carlitos to rev up his engine and lock in a bit more. And we've seen when that happens, it's danger hour for everyone. So, but it's going to be hard because Jannik's there. And I think we're lucky as tennis fans, because I think we're going to get a lot of SIncaraz here on the clay, which is going to be a beaut. It's going to be gorgeous. But Haroon, it's hard to say it's going to be better. I think he's going to have a great clay swing. Better? Not sure. Not sure about that. Maybe he can tie it, because maybe he wins Madrid and Rome and Barcelona, but it's hard to say better.
Haroon, what about you?
Well, It's hard to say. It's hard to say better, obviously, because like for sure it's not going to be better because you're adding Jannik Sinner into this mix, and because because Jannik Sinner was not in the mix and he was winning everything, and that was also his first full clay court season. Like he never played a full clay court season before. He always missed something, and he was always take some loss somewhere. Like he never went on clay undefeated. So this is definitely gonna be worse because Jannik Sinner already gave him his first loss. There are guys that are gonna that love the clay. Zverev loves the clay. Holger Rune might be in the mix also here. There's Rublev that also beat him before on clay in Madrid. So I think it's gonna be worse. He's gonna have more opponents that are gonna want to take a bite off of him. But it's definitely gonna be amazing. It's gonna be worse, but it's gonna be unreal.
I think we're in for an amazing clay season. And also, I mean, Sinner is here, but at some point you have to wonder: is this man gonna get tired? Because he's just
he's taking a break next week. He's taking a break next week.
Sure, so he's not playing Barcelona
or Barcelona.
Sure, but like he was never playing them he wouldn't. I don't think he was gonna play them anyways, even if he didn't win. But
no, he wasn't playing them in all cases.
So
that was a break.
This 1 week break, is it gonna be enough? Because the clay swing is hectic, man. It's grueling. And like if Sinner goes through here and maintains this Masters final, he doesn't even have to win. He just maintains these finals. It's going to be historic.
But winning cures all. So
if Carlitos goes on to win Barcelona, it's going to be a 40-point gap between him and Sinner, or a 10-point gap, I think, between him and Sinner. And then going into Madrid, both of them didn't play it. So we're back again to who's going to have a better result in Madrid, and then that person is going to win the tournament and is going to become world number one again.
Yeah, let us know. What do you think? Do you think Carlitos in for an epic clay season? And subscribe, because it means a lot to us. In the meantime, there was a player who's been having an epic season so far, by any standards, and that's Sasha Zverev.
Yeah.
Yousef, he fell again in the semifinals to Sinner. What do you think? Is Sasha getting closer? Is he getting further away from Sinner and Alcaraz and the top dogs?
You know, this is a tough one for me, and it's a kind of sad one for me. First of all, I had Sasha winning this tournament. I think it was more hope and faith than anything else, and also because Sasha loves the clay. But you know, after watching that match against Jannik Sinner in Monte Carlo, I'm like, oh my God, the gap is gigantic. The gap, and like Jannik's coming off of 4 brutal weeks, and then he comes and he does this to you, where he looked like he was fatigued the round before. And I don't know. Like I think he's moving away further. He has to get away from Sinner. We need to stop playing Sinner. Find a way. Lose before making it to the Sinner match. Because now this is how many matches in a row? Is this 8 matches in a row? And
8 matches in a row.
And last 5 big tournaments, he's lost to Sinner in the semifinals. Like it's too much. It's too much. It's damaging to the mental, the mental side.
And also, last time he won was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's so tough. And like Alcaraz, maybe you were close there. Maybe you want to play Alcaraz. Well, you know, Madrid's coming up. Munich, maybe it's a get-right tournament for him and wins that. Then Madrid, we know he loves Madrid. So, I don't know. Maybe things change there, but it feels like he's moving further away than he's actually getting closer, Ismaeel.
Yeah, Haroon, your thoughts?
Like, it's tough. It's tough because in terms of improvement, Sasha Zverev is definitely improving. So his rate of improvement...
It's insane, Haroon. The fact, like, semifinals of every single big tournament this year, and I think he's made it to the semifinals in 6 of the last 7 Masters, just really... Like, it's elite stuff.
elite stuff. Like, I don't know how, God help him, because this is definitely causing a lot of mental problems to always be stopped by these guys. But the thing is, his rate of improvement is much slower than their rate of improvement, than Sinner's rate of improvement, than Carlos Alcaraz's rate of improvement. Like, they're both improving at an exponential rate, and he's improving at a bit of a linear rate. I would say a linear rate. So like it's it's sad, like you say, Yousef, because we are seeing him improve, and he is playing better, and it is beautiful to watch him. Like, just watching him, just removing the other guy on the other side, it is really nice to watch him. It's fun. You're seeing like he's still hitting his big serve. He's moving well. He's adding drop shots, which he wasn't doing before,
and
the variability.
Conviction to the net, like so many great signs.
And he said he's taking losses on purpose, so it's not upsetting him, so he can set himself up for these big matches and become in a better situation. But Sinner just knows everything that he's gonna do, and like, he's so comfortable playing him. Like, there's no ounce of pressure that he's putting on Sinner. Even if Sinner goes out and says, "Yeah, it's a tough opponent. Zverev is making me work a lot," we all know it's a lie because he doesn't feel it at all. So to answer your question, no, he is not getting closer. He's getting further away, and it's unfortunate.
No, you guys are usually higher on Zverev than me.
But to be fair, Ismaeel, the goal is to peak at RG. So let's see what happens.
Well, I think you're not giving Sasha actually enough credit, because I think he's shown all through this year that he's playing a very different game style than he was last year and the year before. He is much more aggressive. He is much more creative. It is not his natural modus operandi that he wants to use, but he is playing that style. And also, lest you not forget, he had to go through Fonseca in the match before, and he had a heck of a battle with and it was by all means.
He escaped that one.
He did, Haroon, and it was an impressive win. Give him credit. It was an impressive win from Sasha, and he stole that match away from in that third set, and I thought he was incredibly clutch. So, probably lost some gas along the way too, but like the way he's playing, he's playing the right way. He's playing the right way. I agree, he needs to get out of Sinner's way because these confidence hits are not fun. But no, I believe he's improving. I believe he's getting closer. Is he going to get close enough? It's too early to judge. I told you guys, I'm going to judge Sasha at the end of the year. Were you able to beat Alcaraz and Sinner at the end of the year? It's too early for me to judge. I'm going to give him room to grow here.
Yep,
yeah, but
agree.
like,
I agree.
Go ahead, Yousef, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I agree with you.
Yeah, like, also, like, he's much smarter than us. Like, his tennis IQ is definitely much smarter. He has a lot of people around him that are very smart and knowledgeable about the game. I don't understand, why isn't he playing more reckless? Like, why isn't he going into these matches trying to... Because
I think he's playing very aggressive. I think he's playing much more aggressive. You can't play reckless also. Like, you can't play reckless.
You have to, because he's better at...
But you can't play on the clay. You can't be reckless on the clay. You can't.
You have to try. Like, you
maybe
have to
in
try.
Madrid when it's super fast court, but you can't. In Monte Carlo on the clay, I completely disagree. I don't think you can.
His chances of beating Sinner on normal conditions, like just the way he plays, is zero. It's zero. Big old.
And he's playing
zero.
more aggressive. He's already playing more aggressive. He's coming to the net more. The clay it's different. It's not like
let's be fair to him. Okay, he was very close the past few times they played, but Jannik Sinner put up one of the best performances we've ever seen on clay that match.
Exactly.
So
he played amazing. He played amazing. I tell you, Sinner's playing amazing.
So that was an outlier. Like if you give us the Sinner from today's match, by the way, against that Sasha Zverev, it would be a different conversation a bit, because that Sinner that day was spectacular.
It was for sure, but like he keeps losing, so it's like you're still like dying on that. You're repeating the same old thing. Einstein said if you're doing the same thing over and over, it's insanity to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And I think that's what he's doing, and you need to do something different. Whether it's taking your advice, moving.
It's tennis. you can only do so many things. I don't know what you expect him to do. He's completely transformed the way he plays the game, how aggressive he is, the way he's coming to the net. Like, he's changed all that. He's going for his forehands, which his forehand was usually like that shot that he just puts the ball back in the court. He's going for that too. I think I've seen so many different things, but at the end of the day, this is a game, and you have the court, and that's all. You can't do much more than what can be done inside the court. So I don't know what can be done differently.
I agree. All of these things are amazing, and I see it, and I believe it.
Well, let's cut this
everybody.
short, then.
But against everybody else, that applies. But when it comes to Sinner and Alcaraz, they can see it a mile away. So you have to be unpredictable. He's predictable against them. But we'll see.
To a certain extent. But anyways, we clearly disagree on some of these points. Guys, let us know, who do you agree with, who do you not agree with? Is Sinner and Alcaraz, are they both further away, or are they closer to Zverev than they were, I guess, in the beginning of the season? Let us know. We'd love to know what you guys have to say, and subscribe. It means so much to us.
Yeah,
Those
guys,
were the
please
first
subscribe.
3 semifinalists. Sasha Zverev, Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz. But number 4 was maybe the most inspirational of all. Valentin Vacherot, going all the way to the semifinals, the first Monegasque player to ever go that far. Made the most of being the hometown favorite. Ismaeel, do you think that this from Valentin Vacherot is going to continue? And how impressed were you with what he did in Monte Carlo?
Oh, it was incredibly special. It was amazing to see. And, you know, he kind of set the stage for this, because he said before the tournament, like, I would rather win Monte Carlo than win a slam. And you knew how much this tournament meant to him. And I was like, okay, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. And I didn't think he would come up with this incredible performance. But, you know, he's backing up what we saw last year in Shanghai. And he's doing some real damage. And he held his own against Carlitos in that semifinals. And I think W is here to stay. I don't think he's going anywhere. I told you guys last year, Haroon said he can be top 5. But I told you, I guarantee you he's going to be top 15 by the end of 2026. And he's already at number 17. I told you he's top 15 guaranteed. So, like, he's shooting for Haroon's top 5. He's shooting for it. And every point he accumulates is gravy, because he's defending nada. So, until Shanghai. So, it's awesome. And, you know, I'm seeing stories about, like, he lost in the quarterfinal in Pune in India this time last year, and here he is, semi-final in Monte Carlo. Like, what an incredible story. It's fantastic and awesome to see. It's a lesson for so many young players that if you keep working hard and you believe in yourself, you get your chance, and then you can prove yourself right. And that's what W has done. I love it. And guess what? We're going to see more of it. I don't know if we're going to see semi-finals more of it, but we're going to see more of W. He's not going anywhere. He has everything to keep this up.
Yeah, and by the way, he's 17 in the race. He's 17 in the race, so who knows? This guy could end up in the ATP finals, and I wouldn't put it past him, because if you ask me somebody who you think could become an elite player outside of Sinner or Alcaraz this year, I don't know why not. Why not? He's beating Demon. He's beating Musetti. He's beating Hurkacz. He beat Holger Rune in his Shanghai Masters. He beat Novak Djokovic, Rinderknecht multiple times, Bublik multiple times. Like, what in the world do you want? What more do you want from a player? The guy he's fearless. He's so courageous. Whether he's doing it with the pressure of his hometown, whether he's doing it outside halfway across the world in Shanghai, or playing in a country that he doesn't speak the language, where he's playing coming from qualies. This guy is unbelievable. I love everything about him. He's so entertaining. Like, it's not just that he's coming out of nowhere and having some wins and he's doing it in a boring way. When you watch him, he's so entertaining. It's so fun to watch. Like, it's must-see TV watching. And I don't know why this guy is not the most famous guy on tour right now. And also, by the way, going into that semi-final, he had the same record as Carlos Alcaraz in the last 20 matches in Masters 1000. So the last 20 matches going in, he was 17-3. Carlos Alcaraz was 17-3. The only guy that had a better record was Jannik Sinner, 20-0. What is happening? Yeah. What is this?
you know, watching W play, I'm like, I'm not surprised as to how he's playing at this level. I'm like, usually when these guys have these breakthroughs and they have these deep runs and they're like, okay, how did they make that tournament, make that semifinal, win that tournament? But when you watch him, you're like, how is he not doing this all the time? Like, he's gigantic. He has a gigantic serve. His fitness is insane. His movement is spectacular.
He's a beast.
And the ground strokes, they're perfect. And he comes to the net. Yeah. He has good volleys. He's the overall package when you think of a tennis player. And you watch him play, and all you can think of, he's only going to go higher. He's only going higher. There's nothing that can stop him from going higher. He beat Musetti convincingly. He beat Hurkacz convincingly. He beat Demon out. Like, going up against Demon, you're like, he's the favorite, even though Demon is the one who's in the top 10. But that's how
he's because he's fearless. He's fearless. He really is fearless.
The thing I love most is, sometimes these guys, they have this wall where the ranking just prevents you from going further. It just prevents you. And he was able to get that break, to break down that one wall. And he broke down that one wall. And like you said, Ismaeel, he made the absolute most of it. And then he got the wild cards that he got in Paris, and he made the most of it, made it to the quarterfinals. Then he kept building and went deep and made it as far as he was supposed to go in the Australian Open. And then also the same thing at the Sunshine Double. And then here he is, Monte Carlo at home. I have the crowd on my side. When I'm supposed to lose much earlier, he was able to make the most of it, making it all the way to the semifinals. It's so inspirational. He deserves to be where he is, and I believe he deserves to be even higher. But this is a player who has proved time and time again these past 6-7 months that he belongs 1,000% to be where he is.
Yeah, Yousef, something I want to say to build off of your point, like when you say, looking at this guy and you think like, why isn't he been doing it before? And like, he looks like the better player and the favorite. Like tennis-wise, in terms of his weapons, he has a big serve, he moves well, and he also has the net game. Like, it's not like he's a one-dimensional player.
That's what I said.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. He has everything.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like, how?
No, it's actually not crazy. It actually makes sense what he's doing. It makes sense that he's on the cusp of becoming a top 15 player. This is what he has, and confidence can move mountains, especially in sports. And here we are. Yeah. This is another show of what confidence can do to you. And
the big message though is that if you're 6'4", have a big serve and have a nice forehand and also move well, it's just it is only like time. Yeah, and fit like a bull and just big, strong, and muscular. Just hang in there. You're gonna crack into the top 20.
Yeah, super inspirational. What an amazing story. Guys, let us know what you thought of Valentin Vacherot's run in Monte Carlo and his entire run these past 7 months. He's inspired us all. We're sure he has done the same for you. Let us know what you think of him and subscribe if you haven't. It means so much to us.
Yes, guys, please do. And somebody who is also knocking on the rankings, knocking on the top, like wants to be in the top. Wow, Joao Fonseca. Ismaeel, I'm going to come to your boy here. Here's a question for you. Is this going to be a special clay swing for Wow Joao Fonseca?
Yes, it is, baby. Wow Joao is upon us. Wow Joao, Clay Joao. Clay Wowie Joaoui is upon us.
Clay Joao.
It's going to be awesome, Haroon. And you saw what he did. It was a monstrous performance in Monte Carlo. He was so convincing. Like, whether you're talking about Diallo or Berrettini, and even against Zverev, he really showed him the works, right? You saw how his power can even bother the world number 3. Like, and, I love the fact that he's taking these bruises, facing against Sinner and then Alcaraz and then Zverev. Like, he is only losing to top 3 players over the past couple of months. And these learning experiences...
Recently. He was losing to more guys, but recently.
I'm talking about the past 2 months, brother. And, he's...
Wiped that slate clean.
These learning experiences are so valuable for a young player like him. Because you saw even when they asked him, he's like, yeah, Sinner's just a machine. He keeps coming at you. And Alcaraz, he suffocates you with his creativity. And now we got the chance to taste Zverev also on Zverev's favorite surface, which is clay. And he took him down to the wire. He almost had him.
Zverev showed him what elite fitness looks like, to be fair.
And that's also another lesson that he needs to learn. All these are important lessons. And, I think the slow clay of Monte Carlo Vacherot loves the clay, but I'm expecting great things to come as we move forward here. I think he's going to be fantastic. He loves the clay and his power and, the time that he has to set up. It just allows him a bit more of a breathing room to dictate points. And as long as he keeps this positive mentality, humble humility that allows him to grow and absorb from these experiences. Guys, Haroon, your prediction of top 5? It might look extra nice after this clay swing.
we might have Vacherot and Valentin Vacherot in the top 5. But Yousef, what do you think? Is this going to be a special clay swing for Clay Jow, Vacherot Fonseca?
I loved what I saw from him in Monte Carlo. Like, he made
Yousef finally being a believer of the wowie jowie.
He's always been a believer. He just wasn't as glazed as you are.
Yeah.
But by the way, you guys are all calling it hype. If you see it from the get-go, it's not hype. It's just vision, clarity. It was there.
No, he has it. He has it within him. And he's now giving us the performances that we expect from him, right? Like, you're supposed to beat these guys. And it's proof. He's only losing in the past 3 tournaments. Number 1, number 2, number 3. That's what's happening. And that's what we expect from him. And every time he faced them, he was a tough out for each and every one of them. And each time he improved. And you saw, took a set off Sasha. So let's see what happens next. By the way, we're moving into Munich. Both of those guys are going to be there. Maybe they meet each other again. But Vacherot Fonseca has greatness within him, and I expect great things from him. And if he continues to show us this consistency, we can look at tournament wins. We can look at deep runs. We have many tournaments coming up ahead. But the only thing that he's lacking a bit, other than experience, is that fitness. That fitness is lacking a bit. I think he dipped in that match against Sasha Zverev, not tennis-wise, just his fitness wasn't up there with Sasha's, and that's why he fell in the end. But everything I've seen from him, 10 out of 10. This is exactly what you want from him to start off the clay swing. I can't ask for more. I cannot ask for more, and I expect big things from him coming.
If the only critique you can have of Vacherot is that his fitness needs to improve, that's a great critique. Because of course it will improve. Zverev didn't become Zverev overnight. Casper Ruud, these guys became bulls over time. Even Musetti had fatigue issues in the beginning. Look at him now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has the tennis. Yeah. He's built for the big moments. I can't wait to see Vacherot. I keep saying it whenever I watch him. Whenever he wins, I'm like, yes, because we need Vacherot to become that monster, because he is the guy that we believe can challenge the big dogs. And to be 1,000% honest, he's the guy we believe in. And for him to be able to speed up that process is exactly what we want.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, I thought that match against Zverev, Zverev got lucky. He pushed it to the distance, he made it go to this. What?
I wouldn't call it luck. He was up a set. In
not lucky. Okay, not lucky, but I would call it he kind of stole it. He kind of escaped because Fonseca was knocking on the door. Fonseca was there. Fonseca was making lots of errors. And that's something. Okay, so he has a lot of great problems. So a lot of great problems to have. Fitness, that's a good problem to have because that's something that can be taught. Also, problems is becoming more consistent, less of making less errors. That's also something that you can work on. You can become more consistent and with training and drills and stuff like that. Also, shot selection, improving your tennis IQ. That's something that you can learn. But guts and power and aggression and IQ also, learning angles and learning how to apply pressure at the right moments. Those are things that are very hard to teach, especially against the best players in the world. And taking a set off of Zverev is a good situation to be in. And I also felt like time is only going to tell when this is going to be a lopsided head-to-head with Sasha Zverev. I think that Fonseca is going to crush this matchup. I think he's going to eat this for breakfast.
That's so disrespectful to Sasha, one of the greatest
Right now,
players ever,
right now. So
Olympic champion, multiple-time ATP Finals champion, multiple-time Masters champion. That is extremely disrespectful to Sasha.
No, these are things I can't take away from him. But again, these are all past things. But in terms of future, in terms of where we think Wao Zhao will be, coming back to the rate of improvement, Wao Zhao's rate of improvement will supremely exceed Zverev's rate of improvement. But again, time will tell, and it's going to be definitely exciting. They're going to be super fun matchups. But that's the vibe I felt when Alcaraz was playing Zverev in the beginning. Like, great, electric, but too many errors, and Zverev was just a more mature, consistent player. But then what happened with that matchup? Like, Alcaraz was dominating him. So we'll see.
That's a bold take there, but guys, let us know. Do you have the same bold take as Haroon? What do you think of Wowie Zwowie after Monte Carlo? A big clay season coming. Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Now, speaking of all the good stuff that happened in Monte Carlo, from the Fonseca story to the Vacherot story to the SIncaraz and Sasha making another semi, we do have spicy for you guys. Ismaeel Haroon in the early rounds of this tournament, the man who we believed was back to his best, who is finally finding his form again. Daniil Medvedev gets double bageled against Matteo Berrettini, and in the middle comes back and gives us one of the trademark Medi meltdowns. Throws his racket, I think, Ismaeel, if you counted correctly, 6 times in a row before throwing it in the garbage. 6 times. Special stuff. Spicy, no spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, spicy, because I told you guys in Miami in the final against Sinner, I thought this was the best tennis I saw Daniil Medvedev play of his life.
Correct.
Indian Wells, of his life. Of his life. And he just followed it with abysmal tennis and an abysmal performance. And I think it just... Mehdi's mental space is something I'm going to stop trying to understand. Because they had clips of him before the tournament saying, yeah, he's feeling good and hopefully he's going to have a good clay season. And then he ends up putting up the most wild result. I don't know if I've ever seen a more wild result. Double bagel.
You want to know how wild this is? He's the 3rd top 10 player in history to suffer a double bagel in a match.
I had no idea that this could come, especially against Berrettini, who, with all due respect to Berrettini, like, Medvedev could just pound his backhand for hours and he will win. Like, he will win.
You can't win one service game?
Like, I couldn't believe what I'm watching. He was playing reckless. He was playing careless. He was playing demotivated. It was honestly disgusting to watch. And also, it's a showing of probably of what you tell yourself comes to life. Because he tells himself all the time he hates the clay. And then, of course, you're going to have horrible performances on clay if you do that. Even though he's been to a semi before in Monte Carlo. So even that's not enough to change his opinion about himself on clay. And he won Rome. Like, so you are capable of being a great clay court player if you want to be. I think his headspace, I'm just going to try to stop understanding. And in terms of saying that he's back to his best, yeah, definitely not. Gonna leave it there.
Haroon, spicy, no spicy.
It's not spicy. It's dark. Like, it's
it's dark spicy. It's moist so spicy.
It's so dark. Like, I don't know what the word
spicy.
Is.
Dirty spicy.
The feeling I feel watching these things in the beginning, when I would see it, it was funny. Yeah. It was funny because you kind of relate to it. Sometimes you just feel so frustrated that you just want to break some stuff. And then he was the relatable guy, and even though he was like a millionaire, winning so many tournaments, so much money, and like so successful. So, but in terms of his character, how he carries himself, you felt that he was relatable when he expresses himself. But this, I didn't feel like I could relate to at all. So it's like,
it was awkward. It was awkward. It was cringe to watch. It was a bit cringe.
A bit. Like, I was like, ooh. I was like, what? Why? Like, what?
Stop. I was just like, stop. Just stop hitting every ball in the net. Stop whacking everything recklessly like that.
Like that was tough. It was tough to watch. Like it was tough to withdraw immediately. Like I'll take 10 withdrawals over watching that once. To me, really, like that's, and it's even crazier because Berrettini played him 3 times before, and he only took a set off of him. So Medvedev always wins this comfortably. Like, okay, sometimes it's a nice match, but like Berrettini barely takes the set off him, so it should be easy. But I don't know. He went completely ballistic. I don't know. It's the Russian in him. Sometimes feels like just he needs a few of these a year just to let out of his system, just some crazy meltdown moments. Like he needs to put it on tennis TV or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
I understand all the points that you guys made, but this is the name of it. I didn't like to see it. Let's just have that up front. I didn't like to see it. But I felt like even though he lost 6-love, in the second set he was trying. And then 1-love, by the way, the racket breaking entire scenario happened once he got broken at 1-love, and then it was 2-love down. Then he felt like, okay, this is over. And then this was rock bottom for him. And he can't get up from there in this match. And I'm going to hope that it's just a one-match thing. And come the next tournaments, we're going to see the Medvedev that we saw these last few months. But yeah, I did not like what I saw. This is, like you said, Haroon, this is dark, not spicy. I hope mentally this is nothing other than just an outburst. But yeah, I don't like to see it. I hate to see it. It's not a good thing for up-and-coming players, for young kids to watch. So I love Daniil Medvedev. I don't like this part of his entire game/character.
It's great to watch so you can give it an example of what not to do.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. But he did throw, like Ismaeel, he did throw that racket gently into the garbage bin. So.
Yeah, and if you also watch the first racket throw, it was a smooth break, elite technique. If you're looking for it,
it was a good break. But anyways,
if you have money to waste.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think, and subscribe. It means a lot to us. On a happier note, something that I did not see coming at all. Yousef, Holger Rune is about to make a return to tennis.
Yeah.
At the ATP 500 in Hamburg.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this return?
Super shocked. Super surprised. This is an Achilles rupture. This should take a year. And tennis, which is so taxing, and there's moving around, there's jumping, and like, I know he's been working hard. He's been posting so much of how hard he's been working, but that fast? Look, I love Holger Rune. I believe he's capable of doing great things. We've seen it before. And having him back is special. That was so heartbreaking to see him go down. My only concern is he coming back too fast? We've seen it in basketball. We're big fans of the Boston Celtics, where Jason Tatum came back and he's playing now after less than a year also. Looks like he's fine. Maybe medicine has evolved, but 7 months back to play a tournament, I don't know. I'm a bit concerned, but I'm trusting that he's doing the right thing because he's young. Trusting he's doing the right thing, hoping he's doing the right thing. But Holger Rune back on a tennis court? Yeah, who doesn't love that?
Haroon, he's back 7 months after he ruptured his Achilles potential.
Yeah, I appreciate your concern, Yousef. I think his team and his family would care more about his leg than you would.
Sometimes the player wants to come back. I can do it. I feel fine. We saw it. KD came back in basketball.
Sure.
And then you're Clay Thompson. I have so many examples of guys coming back.
Yeah.
But they were not Achilles. They came back and then they injured their Achilles. It wasn't that they hurt their Achilles and then came back and then re-hurt their Achilles.
So coming back from the worst injury, and let's see what happens then.
Yeah, well, we saw him practicing, like sitting down, hitting forehand, sitting down, like putting his knee up, and then just like hitting serves. We saw that. It was nice to see because he wants to stay connected and he can't take it. And I get that feeling. Maybe once you get injured, you want to get on that court. It's not fun as an athlete. But I'm obviously super happy. I want to be back on court because he's one of the guys that were taught in the conversation. Is this the next big three? Is this the guy that's going to challenge Sinner Alcaraz? And he has beat them before. He beat them before. He beat them on different surfaces. So he is somebody that has the game. He has the courage. He has the mental toughness to do it.
Agree.
So it's definitely nice to see that. I 100% love that. If the doctors and his family and his team are giving him the go-ahead, by all means, bring me back Holger Rune. We need another monster. We need another monster here, and he is a monster.
Fully agree. I can't tell you how excited I am about this news because I truly believe Holger is one of those top guys. I truly believe he can go all the way to the top. We saw what he did when he came onto the scene in the Paris Masters. It was incredible. And in that first match when he faced off against Novak as a rookie at the US Open, and something that everyone needs to know about Holger is that he eats, drinks, breathes, lives tennis. He loves tennis. He's not one of those guys where it's like, yeah, I don't watch tennis when I'm not playing, or I don't watch match. He watches everything.
There in the Monte Carlo final watching.
That tells you how connected he is to the sport. He loves the game. And I think, I think this break is gonna do him wonders of good. He got to sit back and see what Alcaraz and Sinner are doing, how they play. He gets to have a fresh pair of eyes and see things from a different perspective. I think this is gonna pay off. I don't know how injuries can pay off, but I think this break is gonna pay off tremendously. I am so excited about the new and improved Holger Rune that is going to be coming back to the court.
Yep, yeah, for sure.
I have to say though, watching how he's attacked this entire process has been inspirational. Like if you want to look at what someone does to come back from a big injury, the way he worked and all those videos that he was dropping, I think those impacted so many other players, athletes, people in general, of like when you have a setback, how you actually look at it. And he looked at it from a positive standpoint, which you believed he would do, Ismaeel, from the very beginning. So that's a great point that you make there. Well, guys, let us know what you think of Holger Rune coming back 7 months since the Achilles rupture. Is this a good time? Are you hyped? Are you concerned? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It means so much to us. Okay, time for my favorite segment of every episode, and that is overreaction or not. I'm going to tell you guys something based on what happened this week, and you let me know. Is this an overreaction? Is it not? Let's do it.
Let's go.
Haroon. Valentin Vacherot, W, is a potential top 8 player. Overreaction or not?
This is not an overreaction. He's beating all of the top 8 players. He's beating them all. He's challenging them, and he's taking them to the brink. This is not an overreaction. And by the way, he was playing challengers this time last year, so he has the whole ocean to eat up a lot of points. Not an overreaction.
Ismaeel.
Wow. I mean, he's playing amazing, but I'm going to have to call overreaction here, at least in the short run. Because the top 8 means you're going to have to knock off some incredibly consistent players like Musetti.
Short run.
Long run maybe, but short run I'm going to call overreaction here. He's going to have to prove he's a bit more consistent. We've also seen these players that come on scene like a Karatsev. Remember when he was on the scene for a while and then he disappeared? So I want to see him be a bit more consistent before I go top 8.
Haroon, I think I've seen enough consistency from him. Potentially has everything in his game. The man's built like a superhero. This is not an overreaction. W can go that high.
From now till September, no problems. Nothing to defend.
No problems whatsoever.
It will be awesome. It will be awesome to see.
Next one, Ismaeel. Clay court tennis is where real tennis is played. Overreaction or not?
I love watching clay court tennis, and perhaps for me it's the most enjoyable because you get the most rallies. But I'm not going to say this is where the real tennis is played. Real tennis is played on every single court. Hard courts, we might say that's even where the more real tennis is played. More tournaments are on hard. So I'm not ready to go there. Clay court tennis is not the real tennis. It's the most enjoyable for me personally to watch, but not only the real tennis. So overreaction.
Haroon, overreaction or not?
No, this is not an overreaction. I also think that this is where the real tennis is played. It's all the more enjoyable and the real tennis. That's where the better players come out because you have to use your mind, not just your body, but you're also your mind and your service not taking over everything like on hard court or even grass. So I love clay court. That's where the real tennis is played, not an overreaction.
Yeah,
Yousef, break
Haroon,
the
I
tie.
agree. This is not an overreaction. Andrei Rublev said it best. He said this is to win points on clay. You have to use so many different variables to be able to get that win, to get that point win, that match win. So I would say that this is not an overreaction. On clay, you have to bring out the absolute best of you, and that's why I would say that is why it's the real tennis. Well,
Well, that
Smail,
means
how about
that
this
you
one?
would. That means you would interpret the records of the history book in a very different way, or you would interpret the greats in a very different way if you believe that.
I believe in lots of different. I don't know, my friend. That's a big conversation that I do
not
not
one
want
thing.
to get into right now.
It does play something, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Anyways, I haven't thought that deeply into the history books, but on if you tell me
Greatness is all. You're alluding to a point. I feel like I get what you're saying, Ismaeel, but no.
Go, but let's move on.
Yeah.
That's what means what you're saying. It means that, and every other records. It also means you're saying someone like Pete Sampras can never be in that conversation. For example, that he never played real tennis.
You're deciding to have a different conversation, bring in different
No, but
variables
greatness-
that are not true, but I disagree. Anyways.
Greatness is bigger than that.
Yeah. Well, next up, Ismaeel. Jannik Sinner will remain as world number 1 till the end of 2026. Overreaction or not?
Hard overreaction. Definitely hard overreaction. Like you just said when we were talking. Barcelona, if Carlos takes care of business there, we're now on a run for world number 1 back again if we go into Madrid. So this clay swing, we might see multiple back and forth between Carlos and Jannik for world number 1. And I hope that's what we get for the rest of the year. I love this mano-a-mano competition where every tournament has an implication.
Haroon, overreaction or not?
No, that's an overreaction for me. From now till 2020 to 2026, as much as I believe in Sinner, no, this is a bit of a stretch because it's gonna get really close. Especially they're always super close in the matchup. Overreaction for me, guys. Carlos is gonna have something to say.
This is not an overreaction. Jannik
Wow.
Sinner is only going to add
Wow.
points. He has until other than Wimbledon, he has finals. He doesn't have tournament wins. Carlos Alcaraz has tournament wins like crazy coming up. So Jannik will be able to take those from him, and that's if Carlos even makes it all the way to the final and actually plays all these tournaments. So I would say this is not an overreaction. I think Jannik Sinner is going to have a stronghold until the end of the season.
Whoa, Sinner fans will love what you're saying.
Let's see. They hate me though.
No.
Next up, Haroon. 1 week Masters events are 100 times better than 2 week Masters events. Overreaction or not?
I think we need to double underreaction. This is the best thing in tennis. I think a 1 week Masters is supremely better than a 2 week Masters. 2 week Masters, it's so boring. 1 week is much nicer. Everything is jam-packed. It's fun. You get a lot of juice. Everything's happening the same day. You're not waiting too long. The stories are quicker. 1 week is much nicer. Not an overreaction.
Ismaeel, overreaction or not?
Yeah, definitely not an overreaction because you get to see all the top dogs play every single day, and then you get to see who's the most fit because they have to back up these excellent performances. Who deals with the mental pressure, with the load, with the emotions, with the anxiety to come back the next day. And we just saw Sinner absolutely deserved it because he had to go through all that and he came out on top. So yeah, I definitely prefer the 1 week. Not an overreaction.
Yeah, guys, unanimous, not an overreaction. The fact that every single day I wake up, I get Sinner, Alcaraz, Fonseca, Zverev, Sinner, Alcaraz, Fonseca, Zverev. Like, for example, like every single day, they just treat me every single day. Like, it's an absolute treat to see. It's the best thing, like you said, Haroon. It's the best format in tennis. It's an absolute shame that they're slowly taking it away from us.
The worst thing they did. It's the worst thing they did on tour. The worst.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned
Money
Fonseca as part of the top 4 because Fonseca is so much fun to watch. Like, he's really up there with them. He really is the 4th guy that you like to watch.
Okay, Glazer.
And he's the 4th guy.
Are you part of the Glazer family?
It became
It's
a
not.
routine. I have dinner and watch Valentin Vacherot give me an absolute classic. Like that every single day for a week.
It doesn't get better. It doesn't get
It
better.
was
than that.
spectacular stuff. Well, guys, that was our overreaction or not segment. Let us know what you think What was an overreaction? What's not an overreaction? We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It means so much to us.
Yeah, and you guys know we like to keep it 100 on this show and let you know where we were right and where we were wrong. Let's start off with where we were wrong. Yousef, you had Sasha Zverev going all the way.
I tried.
Just
I tried
short.
to go out on a limb and pick someone outside SIncaraz.
It was brave. It was
close.
brave. Fonseca took out a lot of juice for him, I think. And then, I had Alcaraz. I was also wrong. For me on that one, he did not show up to the final the way I expected him to. And then where we were right, Haroon, you backed Jannik. He lifts the trophy. Absolutely well-deserved run from him.
It also,
Incredible.
I picked him to win the final. Do I get
Yeah,
that?
you also picked him to win the final, Yousef, so you do get credit for that. Definitely that counts. And also, it was just so far-fetched to believe that he would just immediately go to the clay and dominate the way he did, but Jannik's not human, so we have to start accounting for superhuman things now.
We're watching I'm going to say this again. We're watching one of the greatest runs we've ever seen in tennis. Just saying.
Unbelievable run. Well, guys, the fun doesn't stop in the tennis world because we come out of Monte Carlo, we go straight into two also really nice tournaments in Barcelona and Munich. But let's start off with the Barcelona clay ATP 500, where Pista Rafa Nadal is there, and also where we just interviewed the tournament director, Tommy Robredo. Go check out that interview. Really nice one. So many cool nuggets there. But starting off with Barcelona, Yousef, who do you have winning the ATP 500 in Barcelona?
I'm going to go with the man who is going to continue to show us that Barcelona is going to be his home court. Barcelona is going to be automatic, and I believe, and I know, and you know, and everyone else knows that Carlos Alcaraz is going to be lifting the Barcelona title in 1 week's time.
Haroon, quick turnaround for Carlitos here. Is he going to lift the Barcelona trophy?
I think you're wrong, Yousef. I think you're wrong because I think Carlitos is not going to... I think he's going to lose. It feels like he is feeling frustrated. I felt like he felt frustrated in the final. So I'm going for Jackie Drapes. I'm back on the Jack Draper hype train. He's back, and I think Jack Draper is now... He took some rest. He did lose early in Miami, but now he's back. He's an underrated clay courter. Going for Jack Draper, baby. He's going to lift the title.
Ooh, that's a nice, spicy pick. But, you know, I'm gonna back Carlitos here because I think actually this Sinner loss is going to motivate him a bit more. I think he's going to come in hungry. I think he's going to do his Spaniards proud on Pista Rafa Nadal. Give me Carlitos Alcaraz for the trophy in Barcelona.
Let's see.
It's going to be a fun tournament. We also have a super fun tournament happening in Munich with Sasha playing João Fonseca, some nice next gen, Ben Shelton, who's also been improving on the clay. It's going to be an open tournament. Haroon, who do you have winning the ATP 500 in Munich?
Oh, this is an easy no-brainer. Sasha Zverev is going to defend his title there. Sasha Zverev he's improving. His rate of improvement is getting better. He's getting excited. He loves to play in Germany. He's going to defend his title easily, crush everybody.
Yousef, it's going to be easy pickings for Sasha in Munich?
Yeah, you know, I believe this is the perfect schedule for Sasha Zverev. The fact that after Monte Carlo, he needs a get-right tournament before one of his favorite tournaments, which is Madrid. So I believe Sasha's going to win Munich. Like Haroon says, he's going to defend this title, and I believe he's going to go into Madrid with max confidence.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Well, you guys are forgetting about one key player partaking
I know.
in the ATP 500 in Munich. And it might be Sasha's new worst enemy. And his name is João Fonseca, baby. And he's looking better than ever, playing on clay. I think he's going to love the conditions in Munich. And don't worry, even if Sasha has the home crowd, there will be enough Brazilians in Munich to support. So don't have no fear. I like his path. I like his draw. He's going to be on Ben Shelton's side, but I think João has enough juice to go all the way in Munich. Let's see, I have João facing off against Zverev in the final, and João lifting the trophy. I believe.
If he makes it to the final and he plays Zverev, it's a coin toss, in my opinion.
It's gonna be awesome, Haroon. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be lightning.
Best scenario. That would be the best scenario for the Munich Open.
Munich is gonna be fire. Munich is absolute
For
fire.
the first time in ages.
It's gonna be awesome. It's absolutely fire. So much fun coming. So much fun coming our way.
Yeah, absolute fire coming our way. Can't wait to see what happens. I love the clay swing, my favorite time of the year. Guys, let us know what you think of everything. Sinner's historic run. Alcaraz, is he going to have a dip? Zverev, is he going to get closer, or what's going on? Fonseca, Vacherot, everything that we talked about, overreactions. And if you haven't had the chance yet, go check out our interview with Tommy Robredo. It was so much fun, so informative. It was great to sit down with someone who's reached the top of the game. And if you also want to enjoy another conversation we had, check our interview with Coach Christoph Ligon, coaching Alex Mikkelsen, Coach Zizou Bergs before, Coach Talon Griekspoor. So many amazing insights. Probably one of our favorite guests we've ever had on the show. Check them out. Let us know what you think and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.